Hello, my name is Justina and I'm in the middle of a NOBUY year. It is August, which means already 7 months of these projects are behind me. And in this video, I'm making a mid-year check-in and I will respond to 5 questions that I have asked myself. So question number 1, did I break my NOBUY and did I struggle? Both of these questions, the answer is no. I did not break my NOBUY, and I wouldn't really say that I struggled so far. The reason why I'm asking myself this question is because I feel like that is kind of a common thought that people have when they are about to start a NOBUY year. They're afraid of breaking it, they're afraid of struggling, and I also had thoughts like that, and I was wrong. It was way easier than I expected. There obviously have been temptations. There have been things that were released or just existed, and I was really curious about them and wanted to try them. And I was tempted by them, of course. However, having a very clear boundary with myself, something that was just telling me that there is no way that I'm buying this thing, was kind of releasing me from that temptation. The answer to whether I will buy something or not was always no, and I didn't argue with that. Something very interesting that I observed is how, with time, even the things that got me very excited and I thought that I would definitely buy them when I'm done with my NOBUY, they seemed less exciting. The buzz about it that I've been seeing on social media died out. My own curiosity about those things slowly died out, and I just lost interest. There are many things that I was very excited about and thought that I would buy them, and now I don't really think so. Because of that, I'm very glad I'm doing the NOBUY year. First of all, it's showing that, but I'm also avoiding a lot of unnecessary purchases. I would also say that I distracted myself very well. I've mentioned it before, but I've heard myself an inventory Excel. It was a major distraction. Every single day, I am mostly thinking about what I will put in there and observing the process of how much I'm using stuff. It also gives me a lot of awareness of how much I have, how many things of each category I have, and how much I don't need new stuff. So it's like a constant reminder, but also it's a fun one. I really enjoy having it and using it. Thanks to it, I was also doing some project planning. I'm also focusing on just using things equally. Another reason why I think I wasn't struggling, I did get some new things this year. So it's not like I didn't get anything. There were quite a few things that I purchased at the end of last year. They still felt very new to me. They were still unfamiliar and exciting. So that's one thing. Another thing is I've made a lot of purchases at the end of last year that came to me this year. For the first few months, I've been still receiving things. And when that stopped, something very exciting to me happened, and I've received 2 PR packages. I've received one from Huda. I've posted some content about it on my Instagram account. If you've seen my previous video, you know that I've also received a package from bday. So I received 2 new eyeshadow palettes. I've received some cheap products. I give my first impressions about all of these products in my last video, so if you're interested, please go and watch it. But that was another exciting thing. First of all, super exciting to be noticed by bday, but also I received new things and I had a lot of content to create and post. And then on top of that, I somehow won a giveaway that Gloss Gods was doing. I don't think I've ever won a giveaway in my entire life, so that was a huge coincidence to have all of those things happen all at once. But I received 6 beautiful, colorful eyeshadow palettes. Posts about all of these things are on my Instagram, so if you want to see anything, it's definitely already there. There will be more, and once I have more organized and structured thoughts, I will also post in here. But yeah, that's an off topic. I just wanted to say that I have received new things even now. So I've received a lot of stuff. The whole year, I only purchased 1 makeup item, and that was a Huda Beauty powder, a loose powder, the Baby Bake whatever. I bought the mini, that's why it's called Baby. But that was the only makeup category that I run out of enough to buy something. Everything else either has still things that I can use up, and in some categories it's a crazy amount of things that I can use up still. Especially my lip products and eyeshadows, that's just ridiculous. I think there's only one category that I can think of, apart from powders, that I have used up all the additional duplicate stuff, and now I only have the things that if I run out of them, I will have to purchase something new, and that is my brow products. But we'll see how soon I will run out of my ABH Dipbrow. Probably not very soon. I might run out of my NYX The Brow Gel. It's kind of tiny, so I would assume either that or a powder would be the next thing I'm allowed to purchase, but we'll see. One thing that I would say was borderline breaking my NOBUY was when I won that Gloss Gods giveaway. Obviously, I didn't pay for the palettes, for the makeup, because I won a giveaway. You don't pay for your giveaway wins. However, I had to pay for shipping. And when I found that out, I was a bit hesitant. I wasn't sure if I should allow that within my NOBUY rules. I didn't write a rule for myself for giveaway wins. I guess maybe I was supposed to, but I didn't. So I kind of had to decide on the spot. And I decided to allow it. First of all, because technically I wasn't paying for the makeup, but also I don't want to say that I'm not going to be accepting the giveaway win because of my NOBUY. So I allowed it. But I do consider it a scratch and a bit close to breaking my NOBUY rules. And because of that, I would really like to not do that again. So hopefully if I win another giveaway, I don't have to pay for shipping. So the next question is, what surprised me the most? And there are a few things. Things that surprised me the most is, first of all, how little I used up in those 7 months that I'm already done with. Most of my empties are either skincare, body care, or my hair care. I used up some makeup products, but I wouldn't say I made a huge dent. My drawers, especially because of those additions this year, are overflowing. The stuff is barely fitting. That is not how I imagined my drawer to look like 7 months into my NOBUY year. There are so many categories where I haven't used up a single thing, or I just maybe used up one. And for some reason, I really imagined that if I stop buying anything at all and I just focus on using things, then I will just start going through them like water. And clearly that's not the case. And it was very naive of me to think that it would be. There still are lip products or eyeshadows, either singles or even palettes, that I haven't touched this year. And I know that because I'm tracking my usage in my inventory Excel. It is a big realization for me that I really don't need more things, especially in those categories. But in general, I don't want to own things that I'm not using for so many months. Another problematic category for some reason was face creams. I still have like 2 or 3 backups. I don't know why I stocked up on face creams so much. It did surprise me a lot how long it takes to use up product. With some of them, for some reason, I really imagined that I would go through them in a month or 2 or max 3. And now we're 7 months into project and some of those things are really holding strong. I have this one lip balm that I've used over 200 times now, and there's still product in it. It's almost done, but there's still product in it. So that's just crazy. I did not imagine that would be the case. And especially if I'm trying to spread my uses for all the products that I have. So I'm trying to use each of the things at least a little. That makes it even longer to use up all of those products because then I'm kind of using them up all at once. And that's just a crazy amount of time. I really don't need more makeup and I'm so glad I'm doing the NOBUY year. A big realization and a surprise was also how much I bought without really thinking. There are categories where I just pick a thing and I use that thing until it's gone. And even in those categories, I have a lot of backups, which is really, I think, foolish of me. I have too many concealers and I never switch around between my concealers. I am doing that now because I want to use them all and get familiar with them. And in case they go bad, I want to make sure that I actually use them all and they didn't go bad on their own in my drawer. I've also bought things that are too similar, that I don't need 2 things so similar at the same time. Something that comes to mind is my color correctors. I have the Smashbox X Becca famous corrector, and I also have a Catrice dupe for it. And like, yeah, they're different. They're different in like texture and whatever, but they don't serve a different purpose. I didn't need both. And I would be perfectly happy having one, going through it, figuring it out if I like it, because I bought them both the same month. So I didn't even know if I like the kind of product. That was very foolish. And then there are also things that don't really fit my collection, don't really fit my style of doing makeup, or were very expensive and now I barely use them. A thing that comes to mind is, for example, a Bobbi Brown Moonstone single eyeshadow. It's beautiful. I made some good content with it on Instagram. The content got over 200,000 views, so like for that, I guess it was useful. But I don't really use it. It's not really something that I reach for, and it was very expensive. It's a very expensive eyeshadow. I don't remember how much I paid for it. I don't want to remember at the moment. But it was a lot of money. And same goes for my Pat McGrath palettes. I have two. I really wanted them. For some reason, I thought they will change my life. Spoiler alert, they didn't. I barely use them. I kind of have to force myself to use them because both of them are very autumnal to me. The color stories are very autumnal. So maybe I will use them in the fall. We'll see. I'm really hoping I will because they were, again, crazy expensive. But at the moment, I didn't use them. And I spent so much money. And I think that maybe if I thought about it more, or at least didn't buy both of them, or didn't buy the one that I didn't initially want and just the one that I actually wanted, like there would be a better way to do it. I'm sure there would be a better way to do it. And I didn't do it the better way. Next question is, what changed in my process since the beginning? First of all, my inventory Excel changed. It evolved. It became better. I made it way more detailed. I included so many things in it. Obviously, it contains every single makeup product I own. It also tracks, or I track, how many times I use each thing. It has the total amount of uses per year. It has the grams that the product contains. It has the price. It has the date when I bought it. It has everything. I really love it. It has also how I got it, like if it's a gift or PR or whatever. I really love my Excel. I'm very proud of it. If you're someone who's interested in gaining awareness of what you have, if you're thinking about doing a no-buy year, a low-buy, or just becoming a more conscious consumer, I think the first step would be to become conscious of what you have. And I highly, highly, highly recommend creating an Excel like that. It took me a long time initially to create, but later, obviously, when I was just adding a thing here or there, it was way faster. So the initial effort is kind of high. And also, if you want to track your usage, it requires you to go into it every day. I personally love it. It might not be for you, but even if you don't track your usage, just knowing what you have is such a big mindset change. It really helps so much. And recently I've also heard someone say that tracking your progress is the key to success or something like that. And I grabbed that saying and I'm running with it. And I'm running with it through my life because it actually works for me. Okay, the next thing that changed is the amount of things that I have. Even though I used up some things, all of the things that I used up were kind of small. I used up some eyeliners, some mascaras, I used up some concealers. And then the things that came into my life were almost all eyeshadow palettes or the Odenzai cheek products, which were also crazy big in like the amount of product and the packaging. Yeah, my drawer changed for the worse. It is so full now. It's crazy. I need to reorganize it and think about it. But yeah, that's also something that changed and I did not expect that. So something I mentioned already that changed in my process is I went from focusing on project panning. If you have been watching my YouTube channel, you have seen my project pan videos. So I've started project panning at the beginning. And very soon, or like soonish, I've noticed that project panning in a big collection makes me not use a lot of the things that I have. I've switched from project panning and focusing on one thing and trying to use it up to making sure that I get a certain amount of uses on every single product of a certain category. I am absolutely not even close to being done. There's still a lot of uses that I want to make. I'm actually enjoying that way more than project panning in a way that is also kind of panning. I'm not speed panning, but I am making sure that I'm using everything. I really enjoy reaching this amount of uses that I set for myself. It's always a realistic amount, reachable, and nothing that would discourage me from trying. And then I really enjoy picking the next thing that I will be using and focusing on. For example, for my blushes, it's like 10 uses. And some of them I use here and there for like, just because I feel like using a blush. So some of them will have some uses already. So then sometimes I just like find in my inventory Excel this like one thing that has like one use left and I use it and I mark it. And it's so satisfying. So again, if you're looking for inspiration on how to use your collection, that's something I really recommend. But yeah, that changed in my process and I think it changed for the better. It works for me. I am really enjoying it. Last but not least, something that changed is also, while at the beginning I was kind of still lusting for the newness, and there might be different reasons why I'm not lusting for the newness. I have some newness. I'm not pretending like I don't. But I'm definitely noticing that at the beginning I was more interested in like duping the vibes and imagining myself have those new things that are coming out, thinking that, oh, when I'm done with my no-buy, I will buy that and I will be so happy. Probably not, but I thought so. And now, while I still kind of simp over some new releases, like have you seen that Glaminatrix new released palette, the Daily Basic or whatever the name is? It's amazing. I am simping over it all over the Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably saw it. I think it's a beautiful palette. I would love to have it. Obviously, I don't, and I'm not gonna buy it because I wanna know buy. But I'm enjoying seeing the looks that people create. I'm enjoying looking at the palette. I am not imagining myself having it. So that's something that changed. I also noticed that I don't really need to have too many things. I can create very different things using the things that I already have, or like the same things. The things are just tools. No matter how many new things I have, if there's no creativity involved, then I will still not be satisfied and I will not create interesting things. So if I want to create interesting things, I actually shouldn't focus on getting new things. I should focus on creating with what I have. That's like actually way better for the process. That's what I'm doing, and I think so far it works. I've been very excited about a lot of the ideas that I've been having. I haven't been doing all of the ideas because it's hard when you also have a day job and other things and no time, but I'm enjoying. I guess that's what matters. Question number 4 is, did I get anything for my birthday? And why? I will really try not to blabber so much on this one. I think it can be a shorter one. The answer is no. I decided not to get anything for my birthday, even though that was one of the exceptions that I set for myself, that I could buy something for myself, something that I didn't run out of, something new. I could have done it. I decided not to. There are several reasons. First of all, I didn't want to break my no-buy mindset. I didn't really want to start like picking, searching, imagining myself buying a thing. Kind of didn't want to scratch the itch that has been put down. I don't think that saying exists, but I hope you get what I mean. It feels like I got rid of that mindset, but it's still too close and it can be woken up, and I would really like to avoid that. Another reason is I just got a lot of stuff around my birthday. I got the 2 PR packages that I mentioned. I received the giveaway win. I had a lot of new things. I was also traveling a lot, so I was very distracted. And in general, I just didn't feel like getting anything new. I didn't want to get anything new. There was nothing that I wanted. I don't feel bored with my collection. I don't feel like I need something new to make me feel excited again. So yeah, I just decided not to go for that, not to use my exception, and I didn't get anything for my birthday. Last but not least, question number 5 is my thoughts for the rest of the year and 2025. So first of all, obviously I'm going to continue as planned. I'm not changing any rules of my no-buy. I will just continue going with whatever I have been doing. I still hope to meet my goals of using everything at least sometimes, and also using some more things up. I don't know how many things I will be able to use up, but I still have quite a few months left in the year, so there might be some things. There is one purchase that I know I will be making that is also within the rules of my no-buy. I have planned it when I planned this no-buy, so it is completely within my no-buy. And that planned purchase is the Cult Beauty Advent Calendar. I obviously don't know what's in it. I saw that they teased it already, but I don't think they showed any products that will be in the calendar. So I have no idea what I will be buying, but I know that I will be buying. I want to get it kind of for content, but also kind of like a Christmas gift for myself and a congratulation on a successful, it will be successful, end of no-buy year. And I guess that's a good segue into my plans for 2025. I don't want to be overbuying. I am noticing going through this year how many things I have and how many things I would still like to use up before I purchase more. I don't want to go back to the reckless buying of everything I want. I don't think it was responsible. Even if I could afford it, it was not smart. I don't want to do it again. I have an idea for another project. I think it would be a low buy. I am thinking of allowing maybe buying one thing per 3 months, so for a quarter. But the reason why I want to allow some purchases is mostly just because I want to satisfy my curiosity from time to time. I want to build better opinions as a makeup content creator. I want to be able to give some recommendations, and with that I hope to be very picky and actually only buy things that would actually bring value to my collection, which is why that would only be 4 things throughout the year. It is not a set plan, but it's just a draft that's being created in my head. And in general, in the future, I think I would only want to start buying more makeup that I don't really need if I start making money from doing this. And I don't know if that sounds greedy, but that's just realistic for me. I cannot allow myself to buy every single new launch. That's just the way it is. I've also been thinking about declutters because I have a lot of old things. I have some things that are not super exciting for me that I'm not really wanting to use that much. And my opinion is not really changing from what it has been. I don't want to do a big declutter like you see on YouTube. I'm not judging those declutters. I just don't think that is something for me. I don't have that many things as creators doing those big declutters. And I feel like if I was to do something like that, I would be getting rid of a lot of things that are still good and that I could use up. And I would like to not do that. I will, however, allow myself to declutter things that are expired, obviously broken, or just don't work for me. So that would be kind of similar to what I'm doing now. So that is all I have prepared for today. Please let me know if you have any more questions for me. If you maybe need me to talk you out of stuff, I'm very happy to do that. If you're also doing a NOBUY, please share in the comments how it's going for you, what you think about the things that I've shared. And in general, if you enjoyed my video, please consider subscribing. I'm gonna go and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!